compromise. That's how some are describing this year's legislative session.
And that session ends tonight at midnight. Chief political reporter Susan Raff has been covering the session since it started. She is live tonight outside the House chamber. Just hours to go, Susan.
That is correct. In fact, we are live outside the House chamber, and in many ways this session is different simply for the fact that we had money this year, not the deficits that we've had in previous years. And also there was a real effort on both parties to work together. In fact, Republicans put forth a number of budgets, and those budget proposals were, and some of them were included in the final state budget. But the big takeaway really here are historic tax cuts. This year's legislative session is almost over, and lawmakers seem to be in a good mood. The final celebration came Tuesday night when the Senate passed a state budget.
This budget had many things that were appealing to all four caucuses.
But Democrats also made it clear.
I'm glad that they saw the wisdom in voting for something that we spent many, many months putting together.
What's in the budget? Tax cuts for 60% of Connecticut residents, increased funding for education to hire more teachers. Connecticut now has early voting, and the most sweeping gun safety laws have passed since Sandy Hook. There was also bipartisan support to increase access to birth control and protect women's reproductive rights.
We're a more moderate state than I think we want to recognize. And for me, sometimes that's painful, but I think overall it's a good thing because we do work a lot together in Connecticut.
And unlike previous years of deficits, this year there was a huge surplus, which brought both sides a little closer together.
When you don't have deficits that you're trying to deal with, it makes the conversation a little bit easier.
We spoke to Melissa Osborne when she started her first day as a legislator. There were lots of new members this year.
It's an amazing experience to be part of crafting policy and crafting laws and regulations that are really going to impact the lives of every Connecticut resident.
So in these final hours, you could call it crunch time. There are still hundreds of bills that need to be voted on, but obviously a lot of them will not make it, and that's simply for the fact that this is a part-time legislature and bills do not make it. But the House Speaker said today it is because of the part-time legislature that there are deadlines, and maybe, just maybe, that forces lawmakers to compromise. Governor Lamont will address the legislature at midnight, which is customary. We are live at the state capitol in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.